What's happening in the gaming industry is absolutely wild. You know, games are supposed to be an escape from reality. The stress, the chaos, all of it. And that's not to say that games never had politics in them. One of my favorite games of all time is the first Black Ops game. In that thing, you were knee-deep in the Cold War fighting against the Soviets.
Amazing. Every journey begins with a single step.
It was a political thriller as much as it was a shooter game. Contrast that to Modern Warfare in 2019, when the mostly peaceful Black Lives Matter protests were happening. You couldn't play anything without having a BLM message plastered across the screen. Like, yeah, I support the idea that Black Lives Matter just like I would with anyone else. What I don't support are protests that put small businesses in jeopardy, cost up to $2 billion in damages, and spearheaded by some people that like to live it up a little bit from the donated money. But on another hand, Skyrim is another great game that you can sink in endless hours. I mean, the mod content alone is a treasure trove of goodness. Bethesda really made a masterpiece of a game, and it's a shame that they're not the same company that they used to be. If they were, they wouldn't have made this slop. I still get a kick out of how modders don't even want to be bothered with this game. The best thing about it, though, is how it exposed the Actman.
Been going so far back as, you know, the Nita Sarkeesian, Brianna Wu, and Zoe Quinn were pulling. Going so far back as GamerGate. I mean, the PBS game show channel that was just a clickbaiting, race-baiting, controversial channel, to be honest.
People have finally unlocked Ultra Instinct mode and gone full ham calling Starfield woke. They say it's pushing a hardcore liberal agenda and poisoning our precious media, our precious video games that we care so much about. Whether or not you think it is, you'd probably do a better job convincing people of this if you weren't frothing at the mouth.
Current day California! If you want to play pick your pronouns, then you should have an option to not enter pronoun.
Yes, agreed 100%.
The gorilla-shaped man on the verge of crying because Starfield lets you pick pronouns at the start of the game and then it's never brought up again. Somebody please shoot this guy with a bear tranquilizer, he's going to attack someone.
This is the same guy that used to rail against over-politics being injected into games, but now he rails against someone else that's doing the same thing. So if this isn't a big deal, why are you telling some guy that he needs to get shot with a bear tranquilizer? It's like the admin has made a complete heel turn on what he was before. Pronouns aren't even the main problem. They're a symptom of the much wider, ham-fisted injection of overt politics into games. And there's one company that is very, very guilty of doing this. Now, when I first heard of Sweet Baby Inc., I thought it was a company that sold baby products, like baby bibs, pacifiers, and plushies that play a bull of my music way too loud. Nope, it's not that wholesome at all. Sweet Baby Inc. is a consulting firm that's been around since 2018. Their mission is to
tell better, more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video games industry. They aim to make games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, and more inclusive for everyone.
I think at this point, every time I see the words diverse and inclusion near each other, I'm just going to assume it's trash. They say that,
we believe you need diverse voices to solve diverse problems. Sweet Baby Inc. provides narrative consultation at any stage of development, boasting a talented team with vetted industry experience to best bring your story to life.
So, here's a bunch of games that they've had their hand in. It's quite a bit. Now let's do a deep dive into the type of people that work at this company. Here we have the CEO, Kim Belair, who said this during an interview back in 2020.
We're hitting, 40 years of video games, and I think people are starting to ask, why are we making very similar products? Why are a lot of our stories not resonating with the younger audiences? Why is our audience not growing?
Pause. What? The highest grossing media franchise in the world is literally Pokemon. What do you mean not resonating with younger audiences?
The way that we look at demographics is that we go, okay, the majority of our player base is, let's say, a white male. So we're going to make stuff for white males. But if you make something from the perspective of an Asian trans woman, and it's really strong, then it will work for people. People crave new stories. If you want to innovate, even to stay current, it's not about graphics, it's not about hardware, it's about opening up new perspectives for people. So I explain it as, it's important to game development to diversify. It's not just part of advocacy or activism. It is going to make your games better.
Oh man, a lot to unpack here. So, Belair makes this point that if you make a strong story from the perspective of an Asian trans woman, it can work. When you're telling a story from the perspective of a white male character, there's no oppression or victimhood Olympics that you can fall back on. The character has to be competent and well written on its own. I guarantee if Belair were to write that Asian trans character, she would find some way to victimize the character. Because to her, it's not about writing a character that most people can enjoy and relate to. It's about using that character as a vessel to push whatever activist message she wants. Then we have a consultant at Sweet Baby Inc. by the name of Felix at Home, pronouns in the bio as you can see. Now, Felix had quite a lot to say about white males in the past. I mean, he's obviously a very tolerant guy. Of course, if you're thinking to yourself, but these are old tweets, maybe this person has changed since then. He has not.
Yesn't.
Jeez, man, imagine if he said this about black people or Jews. Oh, wait.
We believe you need diverse voices to solve diverse problems.
Here's another lovely employee of Sweet Baby Inc. by the name of Chris Kindred. As we all know, the internet is forever. Remember that Sweet Baby Inc. list I showed earlier from Steam? Mr. Kindred here tried to get the guy who created the list banned off Steam. Of course, it backfired greatly, and now the list has over 200,000 followers. I think the bigger question that should be asked here is, why Chris Kindred wants the creator of the list banned off Steam? All he's doing is archiving the games that Sweet Baby Inc. are involved with. Why is that a bad thing? I would have thought that Chris Kindred would be proud of the work that Sweet Baby Inc. is doing. Also, Chris Kindred had some choice words for Akira Toriyama, and his account got suspended after that. Then you have Kotaku running damage control for Sweet Baby Inc. I'm honestly surprised that they're still around. I thought they went under long ago. Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what some gamers think it does, written by Alyssa Mercante. Now let me give you an idea of who the type of person Alyssa Mercante is. This person here says, does this article mention anything about Sweet Baby Inc. CEO being a full-blown racist? Because I have a feeling this article doesn't mention it. And he's right, the article doesn't mention it at all. But here's what Alyssa Mercante had to say.
Hi, you can't be racist against white people. Thanks for tuning in.
So the writer of this Kotaku article is also a full-blown racist. Wow. Anyone can be racist to anyone, dude. Doesn't matter what race you are. This Sweet Baby Inc. fiasco has even caught the attention of Elon Musk, but one person seems to think that this isn't a good thing. Just checking in here says,
if Elon is supporting something, then you know it's the wrong side of history.
This is coming from the same person that thinks that you need to have some sort of power over another group in order to be racist. Anyone can be racist. I think it's insane that I have to repeat myself on that, but here we are.
We believe you need diverse voices to solve diverse problems.
I guess not.
The floodgates are wide open now thanks to Sweet Baby Inc. People are starting to look into other related consulting firms that are up to the same tomfoolery. Credit to these users, Kaiju2016 and Hello Call for putting this together. I'll link the post down below as well as the individual sites. But man, this feels like a major turning point. I know a lot of people are calling it GamerGate 2.0, but I think it's even more than that. Back when GamerGate originally happened, there was nothing like it. People were way less organized and they weren't as aware of how deep this rot can go. Now they are. I'm very interested to see how this will continue to play out. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like as it helps a lot. Also subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching.